today what I'm going to do is share with you a really healthy recipe because we're going to start talking about food, healthier options. Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. My name is Michelle. And I really want to thank you for coming back to visit our channel. If you've been following me, you know that I have been focusing mostly on the cancer journey that I've been on. I have stage 4 colon cancer. I got diagnosed around the time that I turned 50 years old, and I am a survivor. I've gone through chemotherapy several times now. I've gone through radiation. And if you would like to look at videos, if you haven't seen them all, I do have a playlist down below called Journey, and that'll take you through several different things. And if you're going through colon cancer, if you've been recently diagnosed with any cancer, you know that it is a huge shock. So go check that out, and hopefully it will give you inspiration. It'll give you insight as to what I went through and what might help you if you recognize certain symptoms or you just don't think that something's quite right with your body. You can make this really great recipe that I'm going to share, and this is it's a watermelon salad, and it has so many great things. And what I really like about this recipe is that it has a lot of colors of the rainbow in it, okay? And that's important, I think, is that we eat fresh food. We eat local food. If we can grow our own food and know what's in it, that's even better. I started canning several years ago because I started reading labels on things like tomato sauce and tomato products, which my husband and I have always loved. But if you look at the store-bought cans of food or boxes of food, you're going to see that there are a lot of ingredients in there that are really there just to either maybe stretch it for the companies who are manufacturing it. When I talk about eating the rainbow, what am I talking about? Well, let's see here. I have these lovely cherry tomatoes, and we do grow our own here in the Big Valley. And so I have like yellow pear tomatoes. They're not very big because it's really hot. It's been over 100 degrees. So the plants are still producing, and despite watering them daily, the fruit's a little bit small. But you know what? It's packed full of yummy nutrients, so we're okay with that. This also has, so that's our red and our yellow, and so a little bit of sun gold in there, so a little orange. Now we've got some nice basil here that I've cut up, fresh basil. We also are going to have a thinly sliced red onion, and I'm getting ready to do that while we talk a little bit. And then finally, we're going to have some thin little mozzarella balls. Now, you can buy these at Costco in the United States, and it's 1 ounce, and they have 3 little mozzarella balls in there, and that works out just perfect. I recommend eating this salad in the first couple of days because the cheese will actually get a little wonky in the mixture if you let it sit too long. If you want to keep the other things going, that's fine, but eat the cheese and add fresh cheese when you have it for the last part of it. Okay, we also have some extra virgin olive oil. We're going to use a couple of tablespoons of that. Measure with your heart. It could be 1 to 2 tablespoons. I would imagine that if you don't want to have any oil in your diet, you really don't even need to add it, but it does give it a little, just something that just kind of brings it together. So I recommend using a little bit if you can tolerate oil. And then finally, and this is something that I watched people do when I was growing up, but I never did it. We're going to use a little bit of sea salt, about 3 nice sized pinches, and that just kind of brings out the flavor in the watermelon. I also watched family members put salt on cantaloupe when I was a child. I didn't like cantaloupe as a child. I didn't like the texture because some people have texture issues. Sign me up. I'm one of those people. For this red onion, I am just going to peel off the outer layers until it looks good, quite frankly. I don't peel off any certain amount of layers when I'm doing this. I love the sweetness that you get from a red onion. And if you're not allowed to have onions because of your dietary restrictions, I am so sorry, because onions are in the allium family, and I think garlic And they add a lot of really good flavor. And of course, you know, this again, this is purple. So this is gonna add to our rainbow. I'm just gonna turn off the camera for a minute while I get this peeled a little bit nicer. Oh, that was delightful. This is why I didn't put any makeup on before I made this video. I chose to cut the strongest thing on camera. Okay, I think I've gathered myself together well enough now. Okay, so I have about, this was a pretty large red onion that I had. It calls for a half of like a medium red onion. So I have probably all told, I don't know, maybe a half a cup of very thinly sliced red onion. Measure it with your heart, but please don't leave it out. It's so delicious and it has things that are good for us, right? Okay, I'm getting it together. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start with my watermelon. Oops, wow. I cut it into bite-sized chunks. You can cut them a little smaller if you want, but this is a good size right here. You try and get a seedless watermelon, they still have seeds. I don't care what they say. Now I'm gonna throw in my tomatoes. Now, this was 2 cups of cubed watermelon. And if you have a different color watermelon, you know, throw it in there. I like to just take all the different colors and combine them, quite frankly. So if I had a yellow watermelon, I'd probably stick with like the more red cherry tomatoes. Those onions really got me. And these are really small tomatoes, okay? So you could easily eat this in one bite. So if you have little tomatoes, just throw them in whole like that. You'll get a little pop of fun in your mouth, right? But if you have a larger one or you have plum tomatoes or something, you'll want to cut them into smaller pieces. This one, I'm going to go ahead and cut in half. You could eat it, but I like things to be kind of bite-sized and not awkward if you're eating like maybe at work for lunch or you have company and you're enjoying this with other people. Part of enjoying food around other people is to not have awkward situations, right? Everything else in here except for this guy and this guy are pretty small. Oh my goodness. Isn't that just yummy looking? These came from the garden. We have our tomatoes growing in wine barrels here. Of course, we're in California and we don't live very far from the Napa Valley, which is very famous for some really delicious wines and recipes for that matter. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my slivered onions. You can slice these however you want. I do not recommend a dice because you really want to get a bite of onion when you're eating this salad. Oh, this already is so beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to take this pretty basil, and as you can see, I've done a chiffonade. I've made it into little ribbons. And I'm just going to throw this in there, and I'm going to just put a little bit off to the side so that when I show it to you at the end, I can put some on top. And we're going to mix that. My hands are very clean. And, oh, this is just, you guys, it smells as summery as summer gets. And we're going to, you know what, while we're cutting up these cheese balls, I am going to go ahead and let me dry my hands off. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a few pinches of salt and put them over the top. And again, we'll give it a toss, get it all mixed in. When I heard about the ingredients for this salad, I was skeptical. I will tell you, I was skeptical. But it has quickly become a favorite because, you know, you might want to eat some watermelon and have a snack. But I can only eat so much plain watermelon, and then I need to jazz it up a little bit. And this makes for a really nice lunch or a dinner side on a hot summer night, you know. So I'm just going to take these mozzarella balls, and we're just going to take them out of the packaging. I'm sorry that there are so many little pieces of packaging, but that's how they come at the store that we go to. Now, you can also buy these like in more of a bulk form, at most well-stocked grocery stores in the United States. If cutting these in half is not enough for you, obviously cut them into smaller pieces. But I think that this tends to mimic the size of everything else. And when you buy these in bulk at the store, they also sell some that are, much smaller, like maybe a small cherry tomato size. You could just put that in whole, and you really wouldn't have to worry about anything. Definitely take some of the excess water off. These don't have that much water the way that they're made, so it makes it very convenient. I probably spent a total of 5 minutes cutting some watermelon slices into cubes and everything, and washing all the produce and slicing up this fresh basil before I started taping this segment. So it's not that big of a deal. Now, the final part is to take our olive oil and drizzle it over. And this is about 1.5 tablespoons. You don't need to use any. I recommend using a little bit, and you don't need to use as much as I'm using. But it does bring everything together, and I can't recommend this salad enough to you. Now, in the coming weeks and months, I'm going to be sharing a few different things. I'll be sharing different salads that I eat. I'm going to be sharing how I prepare some food so that it's more grab and go when I want to make easy lunches. I happen to be taping this on a Sunday, and I know that I'm going to have a little bit of this tonight, but for the most part, I'm going to be putting this away to take for lunch tomorrow. I'll put a little bit aside for my husband, and then it will all be consumed in the next 24 hours, which is perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and put just this little bit of basil on top here. You know, and I'd say, I'm going to try this at some point. I'd say you probably could put some sunflower seeds or some poppy seeds in here and just get even that much more nutrition into your body because all of those things are good. But this is a winner salad, and you must try it, please. When you do, please, please, please let me know what you think of it, okay? You could use a different kind of cheese. I have a friend who asked me if I'd ever tried mint and feta cheese in it. That would be good, and you could swap it out for the basil and the mozzarella cheese, and I think that would be just as delicious. So be creative, but I just wanted to show you one idea right here. I can't wait to dig in, actually. Again, I want to thank everybody for your comments, and a lot of people have indicated that they would like to talk more about fresh food and fresh and nutrition as a whole. And I will be bringing you different videos. I have a pretty little girl right here who likes the smell of watermelon, my dog, Daisy. Anyway, see her? Hi, baby girl. Say hi to everybody. So thanks again. I really appreciate y'all supporting me as much as you do. And the comments that people put in these videos and to each other is so heartwarming. And this is exactly what I was hoping for when I decided that I would actually talk about the fact that I had gone through stage 4 colon cancer. And I want to eat like this so that I can keep myself healthy. And if you have a diagnosis, think about eating more like this when and if you can. If you haven't been diagnosed and you tend to pick up a bag of chips because it's easy, or pick up a candy bar because it's chocolatey, and come on now, everybody does like stuff like that. But try and make choices like this, and you will find that your body loves it and that your tastes will begin changing. Mine have, in a very, very good way. Also, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure you're getting plenty of rest. I find that I want to try and do too many things, and I pack my whole day and my week and my month just full of activities. But sometimes it's really important to just take some time, take a deep breath, take your dogs for a walk, sit with your dogs, your cats. If you have no pets, but you have children, play with your children. Get down on the floor again. Read a book with them. Whatever brings you joy, do it. And just take the time and be in that moment. That's mindfulness, right? Just love yourself enough to take time. So if you've been watching me on my journey, please leave a comment below and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. And I will look forward to reading them and seeing all the beautiful comments. But for the time being, I am going to go start getting dinner ready. If you know anybody going through cancer, be their hero, be their support system. If you're going through cancer, take that deep breath. Allow yourself the grace to be sad, be happy, but no matter what, be strong. And when I say be strong, I don't mean, power through everything. I mean pull from that inner strength that you have. And believe me, as a survivor, you will come out the other side of this with so many great stories and good memories, and you'll realize an inner strength from yourself that you never, ever, ever thought you would have. I am here to tell you, I never thought that I didn't think I would be alive after they told me I had stage 4 colon cancer. But I'm here, and so are you. So with that, I'm going to say, see you later, everybody. Be kind.